So I've thought back to when I first started this program and all the questions that I had to either, try to find the answer on my own or I learned the hard way. And I've also reached out to some other influencers and I have asked them what they wish they had have known. And then I've taken part in a few groups with new influencers, and I've looked at what they have asked and what they seem to really be having a hard time with or not understanding. And I've tried to compile all those questions into this course. So it's going to be a few slides of just random questions that I want to make sure I answer for you. And if at any time you have questions that I have not answered, again, just reach out to me because that's what I'm here for. So, one of the big questions is, can you advertise your storefront, say on a social media site or on your Facebook page or someplace like that? And the short answer is yes, you can advertise your storefront because when you put the link to your storefront and they click on it, it says literally right there on your Amazon storefront that you earn commissions. And that's the biggest thing when you share any kind of link that will get you a commission if they watch it and then buy that product. You have to disclose that you earn commission or that you somehow will be reimbursed for that review. And so since your storefront says right at the top, I believe it's on the left-hand side under your bio, I believe it says earns commissions. So they will see that if they click on your storefront link that you have, advertised in other places, they will see that you earn a commission. So the short answer is yes. I don't do it because I don't really see the need in doing it. And again, it goes back to me being lazy and I just don't want to have to blast out or drive traffic to my links. In my opinion, I feel that Amazon does a great job with that. So if you want to, you can. Just be careful doing individual links of videos because you have to let them know that, if they click on that video and watch it, that you do earn a commission. So just be careful with that. And another big question is why isn't my video showing on the carousel? A lot of times people will go to a product that they know they have done a review video on and they won't see their video down there at the bottom. Remember, it goes back to how that carousel goes around and around. And at any given time, your video may or may not be at the front of that carousel. It doesn't mean that it's not on that carousel and that it won't be rotated around and be on that page at some point. It just might not be at that exact point that you're looking at it. Um, or it could be that your video is on that carousel, but it's not being rotated and it's not being stopped to be seen. The video is still on that page, it's just not being seen. And that brings me to like the second and third question can kind of go hand in hand. Should I delete a video that isn't being viewed? I would never delete a video because that can actually hurt your metrics. So I would never delete a video unless it's been rejected. Then I do delete those. But again, I wouldn't delete a video that is currently published. What you can do is maintenance on your video. You can go in and you can change the title. You can give it a new thumbnail. Try that cover idea. See if you want to make a pretty cover for that video thumbnail and see if that helps. And again, you can check all this stuff in that manage content tab. You can go to your Amazon storefront and at the top, those four tabs, you'll click on that fourth one that says manage content and you'll click on video and it'll bring up every single video that you have uploaded and it'll show whether it's been published or it's in review or it's been rejected. And then it'll show you the average watch time. It'll show you that Chrome extension will show you if it's on a carousel, if it's on the upper, lower, both, or neither. And then on the right hand side, it'll either have the option to delete that video or manage that video. And you can click on manage and you can go in and change the title, give it a more catchier title. So see if you can hook the buyer a little bit better. Or try changing the thumbnail. And if you go through all that and it just still doesn't seem to be performing, it might be the product. It might be that people aren't really visiting that page and wanting to even consider buying that product. And I'll go over that in a minute. But if that's the case, then just leave it on your profile. Maybe one day the product will get better, or the reviews will get better on it, and people will be more likely to, search for that product or buy it, and they'll start watching the videos. Or it could just sit there and never earn you any money. But at the same time, it's not costing you any money to sit there. It took 30 seconds to 2 minutes of your time to make, another minute or two to upload it. So just let it sit there and hang out and simmer and see if maybe one day it can make you money. But more than likely, if you tweak it just a little bit or you do some maintenance on it, then it will start performing better. And I do suggest going through your videos. I know it can take a long time, especially if you're like me and you have over 700 videos, but I do skim through a lot of them just to see how they're performing. Make sure that average watch time is over the 30 seconds, or make sure it's being viewed at all, or if you know that you have reviewed something and you never see it being sold, then you just need to go back and check it and see what's going on. Okay, and what is a promotion? You will get promotions from time to time once your account gets a little bit more established. These are usually by invitation only. So you will get an email. So make sure you read every single email that comes from Amazon, because a lot of times these promotional offers, they'll look like trash, like junk email. And so you want to make sure you just read each and every one just to make sure it's nothing that you need to take action on, because these promotions can be phenomenal. Um, the most recent one that I was invited to do was called This or That. And what it was is they wanted us to do a this or that type video. So they wanted you to have two toasters, for example, and they gave you, what categories you could do these reviews for. And one of them was kitchenware, or appliances, I think it was. And so I got two toasters. I used my mom's, and then I used ours, and I got her, believe how she liked hers, but she lives right next door to me, so I have used it plenty. And I talked about our toaster. I talked about what I liked about it, a few cons, maybe, talked about the variations, the colors, how long I've had it, how well it's, just a normal review. And then I went over to my mom's house and I did a review the same way on hers, just a good, honest review like you do on any other product. And then I went into CapCut and I merged the two videos together. I did a few little editing tweaks, and then I had one single video of both toasters. And I never said which one I preferred over the other or anything like that. I literally just reviewed both of them, put it into one video, and then gave it a title, check out what I think of these two toasters, or which one do you think is better than the other, or which toaster do I prefer, or which one have I had longer, or something along those lines, just to hook them in so they watch the video. And then at the very end, the promotion, or the requirements for the promotion said that I had to put hashtag this or that. So you could upload a bunch of those, and I think the cap was, they gave us $1 cap. That's what it was. Because for every video that you published and that got approved by Amazon, for every one that I uploaded and that Amazon published, they paid us $25 per email or per video, up to, I think it was up to $12,500. That was the cap. So you could, whatever that dollar amount is, you could do that many videos. And if they approved every single one of them, you could have earned up to $12,500 for those reviews. So the promotions are definitely worth considering. Don't miss out on them. Just make sure you check your emails to see what it's about. But those will come once your storefront gets a little bit more established. Okay, so what items get returned the most? I can honestly say I don't get very many returns. I don't get returns every single day. The returns that I see on the influencer account are so much lower than what I get on my Amazon seller account. So it's definitely a lot easier on this one. Maybe it's because, like I said, I only do reviews on items I love, items that I know are good, so people don't return them as often. I have never done done reviews on clothing items, so that might be a case. I'm not really sure. I'm sure clothing have a huge return rate because I've seen that on my seller account. But again, I don't really get a whole lot of returned items, so I don't really have enough data to go back and say what would be returned the most. Speaking as a seller on Amazon, I would say that clothes get returned a lot, shoes get returned a lot. Um, what else? Shoes and clothes, I think, are just the mainly are the main two things that I see a lot of returns on. But as far as the influencer program, I might get 1 or 2 returns a week, so it's not terrible at all. And then that return might be for, I know, last week I got a return because it hit me kinda hard for the the commission amount, but it was a return for, those locks you can put on your door that you put in a keypad, and you don't have to use a key? Somebody returned one of those. So, I mean, I can see if it didn't fit their door or if they just didn't like it because they could never remember the code, or, I understand the returns that come in. But I can't really speak on what gets returned the most because I honestly don't get that many returns. Okay, so how can you pick the best products to review? Like I've told you before, I review anything and everything that I own because a little bit of money is better than no money. And I figure if it's 30 seconds and then a minute to post it, if I earn 10 cents for a dollar or for a minute and a half worth of work, but that 10 cents keeps paying over and over and over, then it's going to add up and it's going to be worth it. Some people just go after things that they know will make them good commission. So they go after the higher commission rated items. You can look up that commission rate right on Amazon's website. It does change from time to time, so I'm not going to quote it here. But I do know that if I'm looking on Amazon and say I want to buy a new tripod for my phone, so I can hold it steady when I do my reviews, that I'll go into the search results and I will look at a few things because I know I'm going to review that product. So I want to make sure I buy one that, one, it has good reviews because I don't want to buy it just to return it, and two, I want to be able to review it myself and get good commissions on it as well. So a few things that I will look for is that it only has less than 5 influencer videos on the product listing page, because you don't want to go in knowing that you're going to do a review on something if it already has 50 different influencer reviews on it, because that's just going to take that much longer for that carousel to rotate around and to show your video. So if it has less than 5, then your video more than likely is going to be seen at all times, because I think it shows like 5 to 10 videos at a time. I can't remember the exact number, but the fewer videos that it already has, it increases your chance of being seen on the review videos. And I actually look to make sure that it has one brand video. So remember earlier I mentioned when the brands want that video to show on their product listing page and that A plus content, you want at least one brand video, because most people, when they search for stuff, like I mentioned before, they want to see that product in action. They want that product, they want to see it being used, how it's used, different angles of it. And so if that brand already has one video of that, people are more than likely going to be more willing to buy that item. So I always make sure it does have one brand video. And then I look at the rating. You want it to be at least 4.2, 4.3 stars. Obviously, the more higher the rating, the more likely somebody's going to be to buy it. So I wouldn't want to buy a tripod that only had 1.5 stars, because even if I get it, even if I absolutely love the tripod, but overall it only has, 1 or 2 stars, most people aren't even going to click on that product to consider it. And so if they don't click on that product to consider it, they're never even going to see your video. So therefore, they're never even going to click on your video. And also, right underneath the star rating, usually it will have like 50 plus customers have bought in the past month. So that number, you want it to be as high as possible, because the more people that buy that item per month, that means more people are looking at that item, more people are going to be likely to watch your review video. And then lastly, the product reviews. I want at least 100 product reviews done on the product, not review videos, but just people who have typed in a review, because the more reviews something has, the more a customer will trust the star rating on that product. And remember, you can actually, click on the item and go through and look at all this stuff, or a much faster way is that IPX Chrome extension I mentioned before. Once you get that downloaded and you pull up something on Amazon, it will show you, that it'll show you the star rating. It'll show you how many videos are on it, whether they're brand videos or they're influencer videos. So that Chrome extension will really speed things up for you. And another question some influencers had is, what is creator connections? And this is actually on the associates side of Amazon, so I don't do a ton with it. I have messed with it a little bit, but I have not earned a lot of money. I have heard that some influencers make a ton of money with it. Maybe I just need to check it more often. But again, this is by invitation only. But once you get asked to be a part of it, you're always in it. So you just have to go over and check it periodically. You can get set up to get email notifications so that when a new brand offers something in this in the creator connections, you can be shown in an email, and then you can go in and join it. But once you have been invited to it, you can simply go to your storefront again, and then you can click on the tab at the top that says See Reporting. And then in the upper right where it says Store, and where I've told you that you always want to stay in the ONAMZ, you can actually do that drop down right there, and you can choose the other profile that shows there, which is usually just your name and then a number after it. So you'll click on that. And when you click on the yellow apply button, it will bring up your associate page. And then from there, you can hover over promotions. And then from that drop down, you can select creator connections if you have already been invited to join it. And it's kind of like just a hub where brands will go in and they will have one of their products, and for a limited time, they'll have what they call a campaign, and it will give influencers a higher commission rate if they get sales from review videos that are on that certain product. But basically, when you find a product that you've already done a review on, or that you want to do a review on, that you already own, you can click on, I think it says join campaign, or apply, or something like that, and you will click on it and it'll bring it up. You fill out the information, and then you will upload your review video that you've probably already done, and that's sitting over there on your influencer storefront. So it's great if you go through there and you already see, like I did a hydro flask, those water bottles, and I saw that there was a campaign for that, and I think it was like 10% off everyone that I sold, which is much higher than it normally is on the influencer side. So I joined the campaign, and then I went in, I filled out what I needed to say, and then I pulled that same review video that I have over on the influencer side, and I put it in that campaign. And then every time someone buys it through that campaign, or through that creator connection listing, then I get the higher commission rate. And they usually only go for a certain amount of time, and then once that campaign's over, you'll be told what you earned. And they'll send that money the same way that they do the earnings on your influencer account. Are product review videos and shoppable videos the same thing? No, they are not. A product review video, a lot of people, even myself, I'm guilty of it, will call our review videos product review videos because we are reviewing a product. So it's only natural. But an actual product review video is a video that someone leaves at the bottom of, a product page for a review. So think about it like this. When you look at a product and it has the star rating, underneath that, you'll see different kinds of reviews. Like you put in that star rating, but you have the option of writing a review, or leaving pictures with your review, and you can also upload a video to that review. These type of reviews, they impact the rating of the product. So they impact what kind of star rating they have, and and things that we look at when we go to buy a product. So the product review video is different in the main fact that anybody can leave it. Anybody can leave a review. Anybody that buys that product can go and leave a review. You don't even have to buy a product to leave a review sometimes. And this immediately impacts the rating of the product. The biggest difference is you get no commission when you leave that review, because think about it. Anybody can leave that review, so they're not an influencer. They're not earning any commission. So, on the other hand, a shoppable video is what we are creating as influencers. So, we are getting commission with that review, and you have to leave that video within your storefront. So, they're very different, and Amazon actually, if you're an influencer, they do not want you to leave just your basic product review video. It can actually get your account flagged. It doesn't really look as good if you are an influencer and you're leaving a product review video, which I mentioned impacts the rating of the product. So if you're an influencer and you're getting money every time somebody watches your shoppable video, you're getting a commission when somebody buys it, and you're, on the other hand, trying to make the rating better for that product, it can be like a conflict of interest. So Amazon doesn't want you to leave reviews if you are an influencer. So you will get emails from brands and from companies saying, hey, how did you like that Dyson vacuum that you just bought? Leave us a review. They're asking you to go on there and give them a 5-star rating, to leave a written review with pictures and videos and things like that, because they want their rating on their product to become higher. That's natural. It's what any brand or seller wants on Amazon. But as an influencer, you just need to ignore those videos, or ignore those emails, I'm sorry, and do not leave any kind of reviews like that. But again, you will hear people kind of use these terms interchangeably. You will hear brands, email you and say, hey, can you do a product review video? More than likely, they're referring to a shoppable video. They just kind of use those terms loosely. So just be on the lookout for that. Okay, and will I make more money based on posting more videos? Yes and no. Obviously, the more videos you have, the more your chances become higher of getting commissions, because you have more videos to be seen. But also, quality over quantity. You don't want to put 500 videos out there that are just pure crap. They're not shot correctly. You don't have good lighting. You don't say good things. You don't have good hooks. You don't have good titles. The quality of your video is just bad. So you could have, 500 videos that are bad, and nobody's watching them. Nobody's giving them, the time of day. Or you could have 10 videos that are absolutely perfect, and they are on product listings that are, have a lot of exposure, that they're getting a lot of sales, and you could, outrank that person with those 500 videos. So just remember, quality over quantity. You want good quality videos on your account, and that's what will help your commissions go up. Will my videos always stay on the product listing page? No. As long as that product is available and sold on Amazon, then your video will be on that page, with a few exceptions that we will go over. But as long as that product is available, as long as it's being sold by Amazon, your video should remain on the carousel in most cases. The only time that I have seen my videos fall off of a product listing page is when, like, say, back to the coffee cup. The coffee cup has 10 different variations. They have 10 different colors, red, black, orange, white, gray, whatever. And you reviewed that red coffee cup. If that red no longer is available, that variation has been taken away, it's not on the product page anymore, then your review video will fall off that product page. They don't necessarily take those review videos or those shoppable videos, see, there I go, and move it over to the gray color coffee cup. So more than likely, that video will just be deleted and be gone. And that brings me to the point of checking your videos. You want to check them often to make sure that they're still on product pages. What if my video shows multiple products? Can I tag all of them? We briefly touched on this earlier, and the short answer is no. You only want to tag one product per video. This is what Amazon wants you to do. It will get your video out to the product that you're trying to do the review on. It's very specific. They want to know exactly what you're reviewing, the exact focus of your review video. So only tag one ASIN per video or one product per video. Now, like I said, that coffee cup can have 10 different variations, but you were only reviewing the red one. So only tag the red one. Now, each variation of that item will have a different ASIN, like I mentioned before. That ASIN is like a social security number to that one specific product, that product of that one color. It has that one ASIN. The gray coffee cup will have a different ASIN, a different identifier. So you only want to tag one ASIN per product. Now, if you're doing a review video of a shoppable video. I need to start correcting myself. If you're doing a video of two coffee cups sitting side by side, one is red and one is gray, and you're talking about both of them, then take that video and upload it and tag the red coffee cup, and then do another post or upload with the same video, but tag the gray coffee cup. So you have the same videos up, but it's two different posting. It's two different posts, and one's tagging the red, one's tagging the gray. Is there a limit to how many videos I can upload? Absolutely not. This program is absolutely wonderful in the fact that there is no cap on the amount of money that you can earn. This opportunity is just a gold mine. I mean, it's been absolutely wonderful. Definitely the easiest way I have found to make money online that's semi-passive. So there's no limit to how many videos you can upload a day. I try to do 3 to 5 a day. It doesn't always happen. There's days that you're going to be sick and you're going to be laid up on the couch. There's going to be times that you're on vacation with your family and you put your phone away and you just live in the moment and you're not going to want to do any reviews. And that is absolutely fine. You more than likely will still wake up to money the next day if you're still putting in the work on those other days that you can do reviews. Um, but again, I do try to do 3 to 5 a day. If you know that you have a vacation coming up, or a family event or something that's going to keep you from posting any videos, just to stay consistent, then what I have done is I have batched my reviews, which means I have gone and done, 20 or 30 of reviews around the house or friends or family's homes or wherever. And I have kept them in my phone. I've gotten them ready. I've got an idea of what I want to title them, what the product is. I've gone and taken pictures. That way it's in my browsing history. And while you are on vacation, maybe you can get up a few minutes earlier than everybody else and you can post the 3 videos that you have saved in your phone. That way you are staying consistent even while you're not doing as much work. That's what I've done in the past, and that's what seems to work for me, but you'll figure it out as you play with it. Can I review items in a store? Amazon does not like this. And plus, if you're out in a store and you're doing a review on an item, it's not really going to be honest in most cases because you don't own that product, so you don't really have a lot of knowledge about it. You haven't used it. You don't really know what's great or what's not great about it. So it goes back to being honest with your reviews. I would not review items in a store. I would not do it anywhere, like out in a public place like that. There have been times that I have been in a public bathroom, especially at like medical buildings and things like that, where they have the really nice fancy bathrooms and the nice faucets and the vanity mirrors and trash cans and things like that. And I have, while you're again waiting for a doctor, they're never on time, it seems. And so while I was in there, I was doing videos of the vanity light or of the mirror or the faucets or the trash cans. And it wasn't really necessarily a review talking about how great it, stands up with kids in the home or how long it's lasted and things like that because I don't know. But I did take a video and did an overview of it. Talked about how it looked so great with the white countertops, or how the light shined down so well and it gave so much light off, when you're looking at yourself in the mirror. You can do that. So I would definitely take advantage of that. What if I get a product from a brand for a collaboration, but I don't like it? This has happened to me twice. I've gotten a product, and again, we want to stay honest, and the product was pure crap. I immediately always contact the brand directly and I let them know, hey, I received this product and I really appreciate it. But while I was, trying it out and seeing what I thought about it, it just doesn't fit what I need it for, or I'm just not pleased with whatever about it. And just let them know and be honest, because the feedback from a customer to them will actually help them. As a seller myself, I would want to know if there was a flaw, or if there was, something that people weren't liking with my product, so I could go back and I could try to fix it. Because as a seller, we don't want people to buy all these products thinking that they're great just to get it and it's junk. Because one, the return rate's going to be terrible, which is going to affect the seller's account. And two, they're not building any trust with their buyers. So if somebody buys something from me and then they get it and it's pure junk, they're probably going to think that my marketing was false, that I wasn't telling the truth from the beginning. They're just not going to have a good feeling about me as a seller, and that's going to in turn hurt my brand. So just be honest with the brand, tell them what you think. In most cases, they're going to tell you to go ahead and keep it. I did get the one company that asked me to send it back, but they were great about it. They paid for all the shipping for me to send it back. And now I actually have a relationship with that company where they'll say, hey, can I send you this? Let me know what you think. And then, if you love it, if you like it, then do a review. I would appreciate it. This is what we'll pay for the review. And then if I don't, they send a return label and I send it back with my feedback or suggestions on how they could make it better. So that could always lead into another type of another stream of income. You can work with a company, giving them feedback or your ideas of how they can make their product better. So just be honest. Again, they'll probably ask for it back. They may tell you to keep it. They might tell you to go ahead and do the review based on how not how bad the product is, or like, say you get a bottle of cream and it doesn't come with the pumper, and that's what you don't like about it. Well, some people don't want a pumper on their bottle of cream. They would rather squeeze the cream out. So the brand might tell you, go ahead and do the review and just mention, hey, one thing about this is if you like to pump your cream out, this doesn't come with that, but it's still easy to squeeze it, blah, blah, blah. Because it might, some people might not want the pumper to begin with. So based on what you let them know and what you communicate with them, they'll let you know how to proceed. But just be honest. Can I use my videos on other platforms? Yes, we talked about this earlier. You can put your storefront link on other platforms, which is the safer way, in my opinion, because if you put your storefront link and then they click on that link, your storefront comes up on Amazon, which tells them right away that you earn commissions. So you've got that check in the block. If you use your affiliate links, which is where you go to your video, your review video or your shoppable video, and you copy and paste the link from that specific video, and then you put that out on a social media site, you need to let them know that you earn commission on that link. So if they were to click on that link, that you earn a commission, and you can put this in your bio on your social media. I've seen it added in like the caption of the video. Just put, as an Amazon influencer, I earn commissions on these products, or um, a quick disclosure. By clicking on any of my links, I may earn a commission from Amazon, or just something along those lines. If you don't want to put something so long like that, you can do like a hashtag, hashtag earns commissions, or hashtag, um, I forget what other people put, like monetized links or something along those lines. But you have to let them know that if they're going to click on that link, you may earn a commission. You have to disclose that. If you don't and Amazon finds out that you're doing that, it is grounds for shutting your account down. I have been told that Pinterest does not allow links on their site. I'm not sure if that's completely true. Like I said, I don't use Pinterest, so I don't really know. I know their stock video or their stock photos are not allowed to be used on Pinterest because that's grounds for getting your account shut down. As far as the links go, I would double check it before I did any of that. And again, you want to link all of your social media accounts that you plan on using in your Amazon profile that we talked about earlier. When you get that set up, you want to go in and make sure that your social media accounts are put in there. Why does my video now say rejected, but it was approved? This was a tricky one when I first got approved or when I first started doing these videos. So you go and you make that review video, shoppable video of your coffee cup, you upload it, Amazon approved it, it was published, it was on your storefront, you were getting commissions, and then all of a sudden you kind of notice, because you're checking your account every day, and you notice, why am I not selling any coffee cups anymore? What happened? And naturally, you think, okay, the carousel must have rotated. I'm not on the front of the carousel anymore. But as months go by, you never see any more of those coffee cups being sold. You're going to want to check it. The first thing I do is I go to that video and then I will click on it. And then, I'll see that if it's there or not. Like I said before, the variation could have been taken away. So your video is not there anymore. But also go into your account, and this goes for the maintenance on your videos. You go up to the top on those four tabs of your storefront and you click on manage content. And then you click on videos, and it's going to bring up every single video that you have made, that you have published, that you have uploaded. And you want to go through because it will say whether a video's in review, which means you have just uploaded the video and Amazon is still looking at it to approve it or to publish it on your site, on your storefront. It could say published, which means that that video is out there, it's on the product page, it's being seen, it's on the carousel, things are good. Or it could say rejected. And like in your videos, like I've mentioned before, can be rejected for various reasons. It can be for having personal information, like if they see a barcode on the box, a mailing label on the box. My case, they saw our family calendar and thought something was personal on there. Any kind of names, addresses, anything personal, license plates, that's a big one. So if you're doing any kind of review videos on a vehicle, make sure you blur out the license plate or just don't even show it. Um, Even the number on your house, like if you're reviewing a rocking chair on your front porch and your number of your house shows for your address, you need to blur that out or just crop it out of the video. You can easily use CapCut to crop. I know in one of my videos, I forget what was showing. It might have been my husband's hat again. I really can't even remember. But I remember going to CapCut and I caught the mistake before I uploaded it this time. And so I went and I cropped the video. So I just brought the frame down a little bit so his hat didn't show. When videos do come back as rejected, it doesn't hurt your account or anything. It's not going to, put any demerits or anything against your account. It just hurts you in the fact that you think that review video's up and you're anticipating getting commissions when in fact it's just sitting there rejected. So you need to fix it. So again, go to manage content and then click on videos and it'll bring up everything. But if you see that the coffee cup video is still there, it's the product is still out there with that variation, but now it says that your video is rejected. And you think, what the heck? It was just, approved and now it says rejected. How can that happen? It was good before. Why isn't it good now? Well, this can be for a couple reasons. One that I've seen, the main reason is that it's now breaking a rule of Amazon. Their terms of service, they can change at any time. So you always have to keep an eye out for that. But a lot of times that what I've seen is the video becomes rejected because it's violating one of Amazon's rules. When we first started doing shoppable videos, you could have kids in the video. It was okay to show their face. It was okay to show them riding that bike that you're reviewing. However, they later changed it and said that a child could not be in the video unless they are right beside an adult. So if you had that child on that bike riding the bike for a video and you had uploaded it and you were selling all these bikes, and then all of a sudden you look and that video says rejected, it's because that rule changed and your video was flagged, and they rejected it. And this only will happen. It's not like Amazon continuously goes through these videos and just starts rejecting them here and there, checking for new things that I'm aware of. What happens is when you go and you do the maintenance on your videos and you think, okay, that coffee cup video hasn't been performing that well, so let me go in and tweak the title, let me change the thumbnail. Like I told you before, you have to keep up on your videos. You have to do maintenance to see, what's doing well, what's not. And you go in and you change that title, you change that thumbnail. Well, when you make any changes or you tweak your videos in any way, it's got to go back through the process of Amazon looking at it, make sure it meets all the requirements, it doesn't break any of the rules. They look at it and then they have to approve it again. So when they go to approve it again, they'll see that it's breaking a new rule and they will reject that video. Okay, and that question, I feel like I pretty much answered it with the other one. How do I see what reviews are doing best or worst? Again, you have to check up on your videos. You have to go to that manage content tab and then look at every single video. A good way or a quicker way that I've seen is maybe, once a week, once a month, I will go into the managed content and I will pull up every single video that I have posted. And it does take time, but if you go up to the top where it has the product or the video name, and then it'll talk about average view duration, whether it's published or rejected or in review, there's one column that says views. And if you click on the word views, it will redistribute or reorganize the videos, and it'll go from, 0 to higher, or it'll start at the highest view rate and then go down. So I always make it to where it shows the 0 viewed videos first. And I will go through each one of those and I'll see, why isn't this being viewed? Maybe I need to tweak the title. Maybe I could do a better thumbnail. Maybe, try adding a cover to that thumbnail to make it look a little bit better. But I'll look and I'll see what in the world, because that Chrome extension IPX that I told you about will tell you right in those line items of each video. It'll tell you how many are sold of that item per month. So if you see a a video that has no views, but then over to the right, you also see that less than 50 of that item are sold that month, more than likely you're not being viewed because nobody's really buying that product. But if you see one that has, over 40,000 sold that month and your video has 0 views, one, it might be out of your control because you're not on the front of the carousel. But if you go and you look at that product page and you see that there's only, 10, 15 influencer videos and you're not being viewed at all and your video's been up for say a month, then something's going on with your video. So you need to go back, you need to look at that video, you need to tweak the title, put a better hook, change the thumbnail, leave the video as is, because if it doesn't have any views, you don't have any data to know if the video is going to perform well. But tweak the title, play with the thumbnail, and then see if the views go up. Now if the views start going up and you're not getting any commissions on it, like, it says, I think it says average time watched or something like that, and you're only seeing that people are watching it for like 2 or 3 seconds, then you need to look at the video because something's going on with the video. If they're clicking on it, you have 100 views for the month, but you don't have any commissions on it, or they're only watching it for 2 to 3 seconds, then look at the actual video itself and see if you need to submit a new video. Check the hook. Is it hooking the customer in? Are they, do they want to keep watching it, or why don't they keep watching the video? Something's going on there. Are you giving your opinion right at the front of the video so there's no reason to keep watching it? But something's going on there. So just keep a check on your videos. You want to maintenance them, you want to check on them. I feel like these frequently asked questions are going on, but I want to be sure that I cover everything for you. I don't want you to leave here and still have a ton of questions. If you do have more questions, then, like I said, you can always reach out to me. You can find me in the Facebook group. You can find me through email, TikTok, Instagram, wherever. And if you have to send the same question to three different platforms, then do it. I want to make sure I get your questions answered. So let's keep going. Do I need to show my face in videos? We've talked about this a little bit, but you don't have to. I personally don't because I usually look a hot mess. Um, as a stay-at-home mama, I very rarely even put makeup on. My hair is usually up in a messy bun like it is right now. Usually the dog's running around making noises, whatever it may be. So, fussing at him to be quiet while I try to do this quick video, which is why I absolutely love CapCut because my house is usually very loud. I have two boys who are always doing something, dragging in mud, doing whatever, and so no, I don't usually show my face at all. I'm usually doing a video, and then I go to a quiet place later and do all my voiceovers. That's just what works for me for the most part. So you don't have to show your face. You can if you want to. If you'd rather be on camera and you feel more comfortable, being in the video with the product, then by all means do that. Um, I will say one thing, I mentioned CapCut. If you're going to be in the video with your face and you're not talking while you're in the video, but you're just doing the video of you with the product, but your mouth isn't moving because you're not talking, and then you go and do a voiceover, that doesn't look very good. It almost looks like those silent films or something. I wouldn't do that. If you're going to be in the video, you're going to show your face, then you need to talk while you're doing the video. But like I said, that usually doesn't work for me because I've got a million other things going on. And so I just take the video of the product, then I go out to my she shed and I do what I need to do with the voiceovers. But you can show your face. It's all up to you. What do I say when a brand sends me a message to collaborate? So, like I said, they're going to either send you a DM through social media. They're going to reach out to the email address that you have associated with your social media. Um, and all you have to say, when they send you a message saying, "Hey, are you a USA influencer? Are you interested in this product?" Um, and then they might list requirements. They might say that you have to show your face. They might say the video needs to be at least a minute and a half long. They need you to show all the features of the product. They need it to be video to be taken outside. They might want a pet to show in the video if it's a pet product. They might have very specific requirements. So make sure you read over each and every one because you're going to want to make that video exactly like they want it. So that way you can keep a good standing with them and they'll be more likely to contact you again. Because once they contact you once, from what I've seen, they contact you again and again if they like your initial video. Recently, well, it's been about 3 or 4 months, I got contacted by this big company of furniture. And they sent me this list of like 20 different pieces of furniture and said, "Would you be interested in these?" And so I went through, and these are like really big pieces, like big entertainment stands, vanity tables. Um, One of them was like a china cabinet type thing. And I said, "Sure, I'll do whichever ones you need," because I figured I could either sell them or donate them, and I actually needed a piece for my foyer. Um, so I told them which pieces that I would be interested in reviewing, and they came back and said, "I'm so excited, but because this is our first collaboration, why don't we just start with, this one piece, and then we'll go from there." Which I completely understand. They don't want to send somebody $1,000 worth of product for you to keep for free, and then your videos be crap, or you not even post the videos, which I'm sure happens to a lot of brands. Unfortunately, there's a lot of dishonest people out there. So they sent me that one piece, and this piece was phenomenal, you guys. It was a big like storage cabinet, and I put it right in my foyer and it holds all my kids' shoes. It's perfect. It even had the magnetic closure for the doors. It was up on legs. It's a beautiful white color. It's beautiful. And it was a $300 piece of furniture, and I swear it's like the greatest quality. It is like something Wayfair would send you, and I was so excited. So I did the review within like 2 days after I got it. We got it together the night that I received it. I did the review the next day when the sun was coming through the window because I wanted to make sure I had good lighting on it. And I sent them the link, and they wrote me back, and they were like, "Okay, we love your content." And so I've been constantly getting pieces of furniture, two, three, $400 pieces of furniture from this company. So you want to pay attention to their specifications. You want to do exactly like they want you to do it. Because like in that one, they wanted us to show us taking all the pieces out of the box. They wanted us to show us putting the piece of furniture together. They wanted to see it in the place that I was going to use it. They wanted me to demonstrate the doors, the magnetic closures. There were a few other. I mean, it was very, very specific. But for what I got for free, it was worth our time because I think all in all, it was maybe an hour worth of time, but I got the free piece of furniture, and then I'm constantly selling that piece, earning commission. So, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. So when they sent me all those specifications, and after they agreed, I said, sure, I'll do the one piece. They came back and said, great, what is your shipping address? And I sent it to them. But when they do email you, just let them know, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, that sounds great. I would be more than happy to do the review video for you. I will meet all your requirements, all your specifications. I will get the video done within, I usually say 7 to 14 business days after receiving the product. And then once Amazon publishes my video, I will send you a direct link to that video that is published on my storefront. Make sure you tell them the direct link of the product published on your storefront, because you don't want them to think that you're going to give them the rights to your video like we talked about before. So make sure you just tell them that you're going to send them a direct link. And the more helpful you are to them, the more likely it's going to, get them to call you back or to ask you to do another review video for them. Do I need to post videos every day? We've gone over that. You just want to make sure that you are consistent. 3 to 5 videos a day if you can. I know life happens and you can't, but just try to be consistent with your videos. Can I do this all from my phone? Absolutely. I hardly ever use my laptop unless I am trying to. Recently, I needed to download my most recent year's tax form. That I had to go to the laptop to do. At the end of the year, all the brands or companies that I have collaborated with, most of them will ask for your metrics because they want to know how well your videos did with their products. So I had to go and pull that report to send to them. So I needed to go to the laptop for that. And then for my video maintenance, I will usually go to a laptop just because it makes it that much easier. When I'm going, doing a audit of all my videos, it's just easier if I go back and I can take notes and I can see on a bigger screen. But again, you can do it from your phone, but I, I, it's just easier for me to see it from my laptop. But you can most certainly upload your videos. You can check your commissions every morning from your phone. Um, so so for the most part, yes, you can do it all from your phone. I would say maybe 98% of it I do all from my phone. Can my spouse do a video for me? My husband has actually done quite a few videos for me. When we get a tool to review, I will always get him to do it. One, because I don't know how to use it. If you know how to use it, go for it. You do your own video. But like I got a men's wallet, the ones that have the magnetic thing on the back so it can stick to your phone. And then it has all the slots for all his cards and things. I got him to review that just because the brand that sent it to me specifically said we need a male reviewer. So he's done them for me. I will say, back to the approval process, if you are using a social media account that shows a male, like say your social media account, if somebody were to look at it, they would think that it was a male account. The male has created that account. but then your review videos are all done by a female, I have never seen that be approved. So if your social media account is for a male, then you want your initial reviews to be male. So I have noticed that, and I did not mention that earlier. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that from here. Um, can my family members apply too? They can, but you cannot have you cannot have two people use the same IP address to apply for the influencer program. So say you have your account, you've gotten approved, you're on a roll, you're doing your thing, and then say your adult child that lives with you wants to apply as well. They have to be on a different IP address to get approved. I don't know how Amazon finds this or tracks this. I'm not an IT person again, but you do have to use a different IP address. Um, and that brings me to another one of the questions. What happens if you get denied on your third round of videos that you have submitted? Because remember, you get 3 tries. The first round with 3 videos, the second round with 3 videos, and then the third round with 3 videos. If you get denied on that third round, not only do you have to start the whole approval process over again, all the way from step 1, so you have to come up with a new social media account, you have to get that approved, and then you have to do 3 brand new videos to get approved. But when you start that new social media account to try to apply again, it has to be from a different IP address. You can't use the same social media account, and you can't apply from the same IP address. And when I say IP address, that would mean like a whole new modem. That's why I keep stressing that it's so important to take the initial approval of those 3 videos so serious. You don't want to rush it. You want to get all the feedback, suggestions, comments, whatever you can to make those videos absolutely perfect, because we want you to get approved on the first try, the first round. How long before I see my first commission? This is a loaded question because it all depends on the effort and the work that you put into it. Obviously, your first 3 videos are going to be the most perfect that you can get them, but we don't necessarily focus on products that sell the best for your first 3 initial videos. We just want to do videos that are more subjective, more easier to do. Um, but if you do try and do videos or reviews on products that are bigger selling videos, that have the good ranking of 4.3 stars, that have over 100 product reviews, that are sold 1,000 every single month, then you're going to see commissions relatively quick on those products. But if you go for a product that's easier to do a review on, like say a trash can, yes, they might have 1,000 sold every month. It might have a good review. It might only have 5 influencer videos on it. So you could see commissions quickly that way. But I wouldn't really focus on, like for your first 3 videos, I wouldn't focus on trying to get the best products to review that will bring in the most money. I would focus on what you can do a good review of, because that's what you're trying to do. You're just trying to get approved so you can get your foot in the door. Then you can focus on the products that you can do a review on that will earn you commissions quicker. So I wouldn't rely on huge commissions really fast with your first 3 videos, but once you're approved, then I would put the work in and the effort in finding products that have the good rating, that have 100 or more reviews, written reviews, that only have very few influencer videos on the product page, and thousands are sold every month. Once you start doing products that fit all those um, specifications, then you're going to start seeing the commissions come in quickly. But again, it could take a little while just because you don't have that many reviews or that many videos posted. So be patient, just keep doing the reviews and just keep pushing them out there. And at times, your commissions might dip down really low. You might be waking up every morning to $100 made the previous day, $200 made the previous day. And then all of a sudden, you might just see $10, $15, $2. and you're going to think, oh my God, all my videos are crap. You're going to go and you're going to look at the managed content. You're going to see that all your videos are performing well. They're being watched. What in the world? Well, sometimes Amazon's going to test things and they are going to take away the carousels. They might take away the bottom carousel, and then that's where all your reviews were living based on that IPX Chrome extension. And they only have the top carousel and you don't have any videos up there. So you're going to start seeing your commissions dip. You're going to start seeing your reviews slowly decrease over the 30-day period. Sometimes Amazon will take away both carousels. Sometimes they'll take away just the top carousel. But don't get discouraged. Just keep posting. Even if Amazon hasn't, tested new things, because they're always trying to look to see how they can sell more products at a faster rate, right? I mean, last year, I think it was $284,000 a minute Amazon was making. A minute, every minute, you guys, $284,000 in products and revenue. But they're always testing things to try to make more money because, I mean, I would too. We all want to make more money. That's why we're doing this. I mean, we're lucky enough to be doing this for Amazon and they're paying us for it. So they're always trying to find a way to make more money, which in turn will help us make more money with our reviews. So just be patient with them. I've never seen the carousel not come back on a product. I know in January it was a slower time because January as a seller, we call it returnuary instead of January. January and February are like returnuary because everybody's returning things from the holidays. So you're going to see lower commissions. Yeah, you might have $100 day, but when you go and look, you only got commission for like $4. And that's because from all the money that you made, you have to take into account returns. And a lot of people, as a seller, I know this for a fact, people return a lot of product from Christmas, a whole lot. And usually the reasoning is always it didn't show up on time. And then you get the product back and the tags are off, somebody's used it. I mean, the horror stories as a seller, I could do a whole other course on that. But again, just be patient. If Amazon's testing things and you're seeing dips in your money, just keep posting, keep making your review videos. You can't control it, so just do what you can control, and that's posting more videos and staying consistent. And every single time this has happened to me, the money has started to come back up as soon as those carousels came back. So just trust me when I say just keep working. And going back to the returns, when I first started doing the Amazon influencer program, there were days that I had zero commissions. And that's okay. I mean, it's going to come back up. It's all going to come out in the wash. Like I said, I average enough every month now to pay our mortgage. So it all just kind of comes out. It'll average back out and you'll be fine. But there were days that I had $0 in commission. And when I went and looked at my summary on my phone, I did not sell any products. I mean, that's going to happen. Um, Now that I have over 700 and 792 videos, I think it was 797, something like that. I haven't seen a $0 day since I can remember. So, but if you do, it's okay. It's all going to come out in the wash. But there have been days when I first started that you'll see a negative balance, and that kind of takes your breath away because you're like, oh my gosh, I owe them money. Well, because it comes out, they're always 2 months behind, you've never seen that money, so it's not like they put it in your bank account and then take it back. It's in your pot of money with Amazon, so you haven't even seen it in your bank account yet. But the reason for the negative is because on those days that you don't sell anything, you might have gotten a return. So they bought that red coffee cup, you got the commission on, January 1st for it, but then they returned it January 20th, and so Amazon had to take that commission back. But that's what's nice about them staying 2 months behind is that you never literally have that money in your bank account for them to take. It's always just taken out of your pot of money with Amazon. But there are times that you might see a negative balance, and that's because of returns. But if you go to the summary of your earnings for the day on your phone or on the laptop or wherever, and you scroll down and where you can see every single item that has sold, um, it'll show you what was returned. So it'll show you, what you sold, and then it'll just be a normal number in the commission revenue column. And then you'll see an item, and then the commission revenue, it'll say a negative in front of it. So that's how you know what was returned. How do I upload videos after I have been approved? After you have been approved for your 3 initial videos and that blue lock is no longer on your account in that upper right-hand corner, then you can absolutely review anything and everything that is sold on Amazon that you have. You would just go and submit them or upload them just like you did those initial videos, the same exact way. Give it a good title, make sure it's shot correctly, that's the right amount of time based on how you're shooting the video, and you would just upload it the same exact way. I keep getting denied with my social media account. Should I just give up? I keep seeing this so often, and it literally just makes me cringe because one, that is where most people just give up because they can't get their social media account to be approved. So they just assume that they can't do it and they give up. Don't let this be you. Trust me, it's so worth it once you get approved. Once you see this money start coming in, you're never going to think back and be like, "Oh gosh, that was so difficult. I can't believe I went through all that." You're not even going to remember it. Trust me, it's such easy money. It's such a gold mine of an opportunity. So don't give up. That's why you are in this course, so you can learn the right strategies to get approved. That's why I am here. I am more than willing to work with you along this way, along this journey to get you approved so you can be a part of this phenomenal program and start getting commissions. So do not give up. And remember, if this process was easy, then anybody and everybody would be a part of it. And the, quote unquote competition for our video reviews would just be so much more. So be glad that it takes a few steps to get into it, that you have to try, that you have to show that you are serious about it, and that you want to do it. What is the difference between an associate account and an influencer account? Okay, so once you get approved with your social media, then you automatically have your associate account. And with an associate account, you can take your what they call an associate link. So if you go to any product on Amazon and say it's that coffee cup, okay, and you go to that product page, you can go to the top where it says get I think it says get associate link, and you just text, you click on that and click on the word text, and it will give you a very unique associate link that is just linked to you. And then you take that link and you go out on your social media accounts or YouTube or a blog or wherever, and you put that associate link, and when somebody clicks on that link and then watches, looks at that product or whatever and decides to buy it, then you get a commission for that or a kickback for that. The money with the associate account does not even compare to the money with the influencer account. The associate, I did that at first before I even knew about the influencer account, and it was literally, pennies to the dollar. I mean, I look back at what I was making with my associate account, and I don't think I ever even broke $100 total, for the year or two, that I think it was about a year and a half that I did that. And the biggest difference is you have to drive your own traffic to that associate link. Amazon doesn't do it for you. You literally have to take that link for each product that you want to, promote or put out there, and you have to drive traffic to the link. You have to get people to click on it to go buy that product. Um, and that's how you get your money. So it's much harder to get money, to get commissions back on the associate account, but it's less work, and it's more work to become an influencer than to stay an associate. Once you have your social media account approved, you have the associate account, but you have to submit that your 3 videos and complete that next step and get approved to have the influencer account. So it is more work to do the influencer account, but the money, the commissions increase is so much better. But again, that's where some people quit too. Once they get approved with that social media account, they get that associate account, they try to submit their videos and they keep getting denied. And so they never make it to that next step to be the influencer because it does take work. It does take time and work and effort on your part to get those videos as good as they can get so that you can get approved to be an influencer. Does every video I submit or upload have to be approved? Yes, absolutely. Every single video that you submit to your storefront will go through a review process by Amazon. That's why it's normally 24 to 48 hours for a video or for a review to be published. So once you upload it, it will say in review, and it usually stays like that for at least 24 hours from what I've seen on my account. I've never timed it exactly, but it will say in review. And this is when Amazon is going to look at that video and they're going to make sure that it meets all their specifications, that it follows all their rules, that you've got the right thing tagged in it, that you don't have a million items tagged in the video. They're just going to check it to make sure that you have followed all the rules, all the terms of service, for everything. And so, yes, every single video does have to be approved. After it says in review, once Amazon approves it, it'll say published. That means it's on your storefront, it's on the product page, it can be seen by the customers. Or it could say rejected, like we talked about earlier. So one rule or two or whatever has not been followed, and so they rejected your video. After you get approved with those first 3 videos, the approval, I guess, of the approval process isn't as strict as it was with those first 3 videos. Um, like I told you, my first 6 videos, my first 2 rounds of videos were rejected or were denied. But I mean, I might have 1 or 2 videos rejected a week now, and it's because of, personal information showing or something like that. So it's not as strict once you have those first 3 approved. But yes, every single video does get looked at. How long does the entire approval process take? This can vary. First of all, once you get your social media account and information put in, if you're trying to apply with anything other than Instagram, you usually get a decision instantaneously. Instagram, like I said, it can take up to 5 days that I have seen. So if you're not using Instagram, that can be instant, and then you can move on to working on your videos. Once you submit your videos, I have seen it take up to 4 months for people to get approved. I have seen people get approved in just a few days. I know around busier times, it does take Amazon longer. So if you are applying near like a major holiday like Thanksgiving or Christmas, especially Christmas, like the Black Friday deals and things like that, when Amazon is just booming with people, it more than likely will take longer. I applied in the beginning of May and I was approved and got my first commission within 2 weeks. So the entire approval process really just depends on how quickly you get everything completed once you get approved with your social media account. But again, don't rush making those first 3 videos because we need to take our time and we need to make sure that they are the best that they can be. And lastly, do I have to be approved every year to stay in the program? No. As far as we know now, you do not have to you do not have to reapply and be approved every so often. Once you get approved with your 3 videos, you're in the program and you're good to go. So as far as we know, that won't change. Once you're approved, you're in and you're good.